everyone's cheering them on, innit? But you're looking at him like, fam, this guy's last.
But
like,
he's fit though.
But if I went to the gym with him and went through the same workout,
not levels.
Battling you.
it's long still.
Battering you. And that's the thing. And that's something that was touched on I don't know what I was watching, yeah? But basically, they were talking about the difference between like professional footballers and like non-professional footballers and professional basketball players and non-basketball players. I think there was this guy, he was in the NBA, but he's like a bench player, like hardly touches the court, yeah. And he went to like this local like recreational center playing with these guys, and he was killing them.
Yeah.
And they was like, yo, I didn't even know this guy was that good. But it's like, because they'll never see him on TV or anything, innit? I'm like, bro, there's a level. Like they realize that there's a big level between the elite and just everyone else. Like there's a mad separation.
Oh, that actually reminds me of this J. Cole. I was rewatching the off-season, the documentary that he put out 2 days ago. Yeah. And like what he was saying before he took rap serious, it was like how basically he went to a party. It's gonna come together basically, but long story short, time ago he was at a party, and this is at a time where his friends were like in college, graduating and that. And obviously he was saying he was trying to do the rap thing, but he was drunk and high in it. So he's gone to the backyard of this party, and all his boys have now come out, and it's kind of like an intervention. Like they're now talking to him like as if like, you say you try to do this rap thing, but all you're doing is hanging out with us. And it's like he said after that chat that they was having, it was kind of like he sobered up so quick.
Who was us though? Sorry.
J. Cole was referring to his friends.
Yeah, but like, what did they do? Like, what type of friends were they?
I mean, those are the same friends that he has now till day one, innit? So then he was like how he started thinking about how he started taking rap seriously, because he was like how he loved basketball, but it was like it's a difference because the man them that was really taking basketball serious, they was in the gym with trainers and they was putting in the work and the hours, where he was just doing basketball for the sake of like, I see something that Allen Iverson sees and then I'm just doing it, but it's like I ain't really doing it to its highest extent. So he said after that convo, that's when he was like, he started putting himself through drills. So like he said he had like a 7-minute drill.
Yeah, so I remember that.
He would try and write a verse within 7 minutes, and like every day he woke up, he treated it like he was, that's why he was basically explaining the warm-up and why he scored the warm-up from the beginning, and then why he scored the off-season now. But he was just basically comparing it to like an athlete, like how seriously you take the craft and that.
100%, man.
Because he was like, the off-season, obviously that's a different tangent, but like what he was saying was just like the extra work that these men saying that they do. Like you say you're doing this, but these men are over here doing this and that and that. There's a different skill. Yeah, you love it and you say you're good at it, you're nice with it, but when you play, how seriously are you treating it, innit?
That's so true. Having that athlete mentality towards other stuff that aren't have anything to do with sports or anything is actually a sick way of thinking about things, especially if you may have been in that world a little bit. Like obviously J. Cole was in that world, like he'd been trying to do this NBA thing and actually try to go to the league, so he kind of thought to himself, yo, like it might be the best way if I'm able to grow myself playing basketball in this way, why don't I just apply it doing it with the rap thing, because that's the way it works for me. So it makes a lot of sense.
He did it like as if he was actually going like an NBA player, like he would go to the gym and shoot hoops. Like he was saying every day he woke up and just kept on writing verse, make a beat, write a verse, and go to New York. Then after New York, straight back down to where his boy was living, and just go back and make a beat and write a verse again. And like man was really seeing it like as if like, you know, like this is the point where it's like he was trying to keep it up, innit? And that's like with anything, fam. Really and truly, like if you have like a pro kind of like pro athlete routine, that's why sometimes when I be doing my training sessions, I move like as if I'm Kobe or Mike, fam. That's what keeps me going up, because I always feel like when people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, I'm an actor. So that's obviously good. Imagination is going to be that side of me anyway. But I just be like, listen, I try to act like as if like I'm going to play a full court game. Like I love watching The Last Dance, bro. I've rewatched it like how many times?
Oh, is it?
The Last Dance is such a good documentary.
I've not rewatched it, but it's been in my head to rewatch it.
You rewatch it again, it's gonna be like you.
I ain't rewatched it, but yeah, I might have to, because the
get that juice. Be like, no, I'm fucking around, man.
Yeah, man, I might do it like.
Hey, yo, Nick, let's run that.
I might do it on like the 28th or like the 29th of December.
I'll be so real.
Or like the 30th or something. Like crazy.
Get right.
I'm such a different Nick though, because I'll rewatch. You know, like when certain people will listen to a song to motivate them to go put work in the gym.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch an episode the night before just to put me in the mind frame. Like, bro, if I feel like I'm putting in work as I think I am, then I watch what they're doing and like what Mike was doing and what he did with back-to-back seasons. And even before they got back-to-back titles, fam, the Bulls were shit. The Bulls were so crap. Like, it's kind of like when people think about like when Man U became like the that team. Ferguson joined like what year was it? Like it was
86.
86. Fam, they didn't have no good season until the start of the first official Prem. It was until he started playing like Scholesy and Bexy and that. That's
To
when
be honest, even when he came, he
was shit. They was like he wants them to bounce.
Yeah, he nearly.
It's like work ethic and drive, bro. Like even obviously now Ronaldo's back at Man U now. Like obviously not everything's gonna happen like that, but because Prem is so quick, it's like nobody really has time for failures anymore. It's like if you flop, you out.
Yeah,
like if you feel like as if like like this is what's gonna happen now. There's no such room for errors that it's gonna take a minute. Because all teams that were sick, it took a minute. It just took a minute to rebuild again and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Chelsea's first two seasons were crap before they had my man.
Tuchel,
Literally.
Yeah. Even just that whole mentality of in order to call yourself an elite at whatever you do, like the level that you have to be operating at, needs to be different. Like the level of consistency, the level of like drive, hunger, like it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like even like you nearly have no bad days. Like even your bad days are like good days.
Top,
Do you get
still
me?
top for
like
sure.
it's one of them ones. Like when people watch you, they're like, "Fam, this guy's never slacking, fam." Do you get me? But if you like kind of do it or kind of do the drills, you get me, do your exercises, do your whatever it is, you kind of do your homework. Yeah, you can't call yourself an elite,
This
fam.
conversation's already like motivated man on the next thing.
Is it?
Because it's like it's true. Because in my head, when you say like what you say, it's like not that I know it already, but you know, like in the back of your mind, like I know what I need to be doing. Like for example, I think about Kobe and how Kobe used to say he used to put up, I think it was 1,000. It was either 1,000. I think it was 1,000 shots.
Free throws, yeah.
Every single day in it, like every time he was in the gym,
Training, yeah.
have to do that. Like that was he has to complete that in it, and if he would miss, he would start again. And the fact that like that mentality, I've always had that in my mind for time. Like you have to put the hours in. You have to be up early. You have to be grinding. No, sleep isn't important right now. Like what you want to do is important, and catch up on sleep at different times. But right now, what you have to do, you got to complete that. And once that's complete, then you can earn your sleep. Like stuff like that. That was like in my mind and has been in my mind for a while. But I do feel like a refresher of those things, just to ramp it up a little
definitely need
bit.
them occasionally.
For sure. Yeah, I might rewatch that still.
Naturally, we can all have this drive within us, but sometimes what keeps you elite is when you constantly have it. And sometimes, obviously, we all feel like we have constantly have it. But then the times where we just go through motions.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when you have to reignite that flame again that's within you, sometimes it takes either you hearing or watching something. So there's times where I'm like, I feel a bit like I'm going through motion. I'm not really having the same drive as I used to. I'll just watch shit like that. Or like I said, I used to watch the motivational videos in the morning. What day is it? Today, I didn't want to go do gym, but I knew that my schedule and how it's changed now and flipped up and everything like that. My day off is like, I really want to have the day off. So I'm like, all right, cool. If I go do a Sunday thing, I guess I'll go do a Sunday thing.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It sucks because
Why does the Sunday suck?
Sunday sucks because it's like, it's so quiet. Travels is already quiet as it is. And it's like, because I have to still do the performance either way the next day. So as I've got home late from the Saturday, I can't. You know, it's like too short. No, not to downplay anything. I don't want no one to come back at me or anything like that. But it's like when we had the 2-day show performances, those are the ones where it's like for everybody in the cast, it's not easy. So then for me, like most people I know would be sleeping in. And I have to sacrifice. No, if I really want to still stay committed, keep that drive up. I'm like, cool, I got to wake up a bit more earlier so I can get that time to train. Still keep me going through the day.
Exactly.
But there's times where I'm like, I'm so comfy.
See what you just said, for me, those are the things that was motivating me. I was going to ask, what are like the things that Kofi's is like watching, get me the motivational videos, things, innit? It's those things, innit? So it's two things. So it's one, it's knowing that me doing this right now, no one else is doing it. Do you get me? So that's like an advantage that I'm getting on whoever in it, whoever my competition
like a
is.
late night session or something.
I'm getting
it's all like nearly midnight, man's in there. You get I'm putting plates on. Niggas is asleep.
Yeah, I mean,
or the other thing
All
that
the time.
will motivate me is the feeling you get if you don't do it. So sometimes, for example, if there's something I have to do, or even just stick to talking about gym, innit?
100.
If I say, I plan to go gym on a Monday, and then cool, things get tough or things get in the way, and then at the end of the day, I never got to go gym, innit? I feel so crap. Like, I feel like I've wasted my... And because I know
I feel like the
what
worst
that
person in
feels
the
like,
world, fam.
I make sure I get it done.
You get it done,
feel
yeah,
like that.
literally.
I feel like I've missed a day, fam.
Yeah.
Like I've missed a day that.
And
I'm
if you
not
can miss
gonna
that
get back.
day,
Yeah.
Get me?
the thing is, and
Like,
that's
I
the
could have
thing.
got a mad rep today.
Mad rap.
And you're right, because I feel like that's a fear factor. But then I feel like if I miss that day, what's gonna stop me from missing the next day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes
And the
it's
next
just
day,
that,
the
that
next
Domino
day.
effect.
Domino effect. Yeah,
Honestly, because
Like,
once you
it
miss
becomes-
that day, it's like, brother.
it's easy to make an excuse for the next ones.
Exactly.
You get me? Yeah, for real, fam.
Honestly, that's like the separation. That's literally the separation.
Yeah.
When
But I think
you
the
feel like
watching-
you're comfortable.
Watching the motivational videos as well, that takes you to another level, innit? Because you can do what you need to do, but can you do it well
Yeah.
all the time?
Yeah, because I feel like with the motivational videos, personally, I used to watch them a lot when I was a kid, innit? And a lot of the things that I used to do when I was like, let's say below the age of like 15, I kind of put it in a box. So I wouldn't say those motivate me that much anymore. Because naturally, when I watch them, I just think about when I was like in that room on the desktop, like just trying to like motivate myself in it. So I'm like, nah. So personally, those don't necessarily motivate me as much. Right now, what motivates me is kind of like these conversations, like us talking. I'm like, nah, man, these niggas is right.
Funniest thing though, you
I
can
gotta
find.
you know what I'm
that,
saying? I gotta get it right.
but you
man.
can find that shit online. Though.
I've been chilling too much. You get me? Like I've been doing my thing, but the way I was doing my thing back in the day, no, I need to
That's
get
the
back
thing,
on my
you can
bullshit.
find those videos still online. Like it don't have to be motivation video like that, but it can be like even like it might be a vlog or somebody who lives the same lifestyle as us.
Yeah,
Sometimes I watch that, I'm like, if they're getting in, but I'm not.
yeah. Like, what's going on? Yeah,
I hate
exactly.
the fear factor of keeping up the Joneses. Like that person's doing it, but I'm not. That's what kind of kept me going during COVID. Because I remember I'll still go on IG and I'll still see like fitness guys still doing their thing during lockdown. I'm like,
Get
you think you can get one over me? It was kind of like that. Yeah, like
This guy.
Nah, if you're doing it, then I'm not being left out. Like I'm doing it as well. And it's one of those ones where it's like, if you know you could have, but then you kind of laid back and like, that will burn. And I think that's in the DNA.
That's what helps, man. And that's why I follow the people I follow. I like it when I see someone doing a thing. I'm like, wait. You get me? I'm like, let me get back on my toes, man. Hold up, because that keeps you on your toes. Because you know what you can do. But sometimes you do need that reminder from someone else, either on your level or above your level, that's showing you, yo, you could do this, but I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
So what's up? You know what I mean?
That was like, do
What's
you know what
up?
that just reminded me of? Yeah. Obviously, I'm not gonna bait the man out on it, but one of the homies recently, you get me, was talking about losing weight. Remember?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Get me?
For sure.
I'm like, brother, like you say this is what you're gonna do, innit? And now you know when, for example, you make an excuse, and the excuse is like a barrier for you not to get that done. So I just can't do it because it's just how I naturally am. Or I was born like this.
Yeah.
Or it's part of my genetics. I'm like, brother, you're just making it okay for you
To be where you are.
to be where you are, innit? And that's fine, innit? But don't come and complain like, yeah, man, I need to do this. Do it then. Do it. Do it, because it's not that hard, fam.
You know,
Just
they might make you sound like you're flipping Gary V. Like
Bro.
them man be, when they talk to you, you really be talking to them as if like, you're Gary V. Like you got
Like I got all the answers,
just flipping
No,
do
do you
it.
know what it is, yeah? Because it's not even hard, innit? But for me, especially, one of the things I spoke to Nick about, innit? For me, one of my goals next year is to stay away from those type of people, innit? Not like I don't chill with you, but when it's time to do work, I'm not doing work with you or your type of people, innit? Because that's draining, fam. I have to spend part of my energy to motivate you to the level that I'm at before we even start doing the work.
Yeah, even though you're gonna need all the motivation you
That
can
I can
so
get
you
for
can
myself,
perform.
do
You get me? Yeah.
So I like, if I'm Nick, like it's just one of the things. And remember, I think one of the episodes of me and Nick, innit, I was just talking about, if I'm like trying to end this year right and go into next year. Like there's just certain things that you just by force
Need
by
to
fire,
stay
you're
away
gonna have
from,
to-
fam.
You get me, cut it out, innit? And it's not out of any bad mind or anything to anyone that might experience that from me. It's just for what I want to do, I need to be intentional with like the people I speak to, the people I give my energy to and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
100. 100.
So I was just like, fam,
Oh, you know what? You're right. And I actually want to say that, but I'm not going to disclose where or who, but there's certain folks I've come in contact with and I'm like, yeah. You know, like when, not like as if like there's been the elephant in the room that's discussed that we don't vibe with one another, but you know when you just know, and I remember it because Nov always said go where the love is, and I had to remind myself that it's not me that, as much as it might sound ignorant, but if I'm a person who does care about the next person's feelings or who I am, as long as I'm still staying who I am as myself and I don't have to change to adapt myself to the next person. But I also know that if this person's not vibing with me, it's not really a me thing, because I do my side to make sure that, again, I'm the most approachable. We can talk. I'm the loveliest person I can be in the room. And then I had to remind myself, is it me? Am I doing, why are we not vibing? And I had to realize, nah, man, it's not a me situation. Because then that's when you lose the self-love of yourself. And I had to remind myself, I don't think I'm vibing with this person because it's like maybe there's something to go do with me. I think it's just our vibe, our energies don't collide.
Yeah, more. Yeah, 100%.
When you clock that energies don't collide, I've realized now, younger me would have still tried to find a way to force that and
to make it
work. But then I realized, fam, in this world, fam, there's how many people on this earth. There's gonna be people that you like.
You just don't get along.
You just don't get along.
Not for like out of any spite. It's just like
just energies.
You get me?
It's just energies. And I just had to remind myself, Nov said go with the love is. So let me not force this because that's going to be a detriment to my own self-love. Let me just stay who I am, but realize that, okay, cool. The energy that I give, which is welcome from others, is not welcome primarily from this person. So let me keep that, let me keep it civil. Let me just keep it moving. And, you know, when we talk, let it be a talk thing, but I don't want to filter down myself. And I think that's an important thing for people, but not to filter down yourself, but to realize my energy, who I naturally am, just don't vibe with this person. So cool. I'm not going to filter it, but I'm just going to know where I'm going to give my energy to. So let me not do that too much over there on that side. I'm not going to save it for those who obviously, again, naturally appreciate why you have to think about it.
Literally.
And I realized that like the last, you know, past couple of weeks, and I've been thinking to myself, yeah, man, cool. I'm not going to put that down on myself. Like, it's just gonna happen in this life. There's gonna be so many people we meet in this life where even this person might be a good business partner or business opportunity, or they might have a name on them that might do good for you. But sometimes it's one of those ones where it's like, if the energy is not energying, man's gonna have to see it like that. I'm like, you know what? Like Nov said, don't force the thing. Let the love come. Like, just go where the love is. You know, if it's not meant to be, it won't be. And I had to realize that myself, innit? So then I had to just, because I think it's important for a lot of people to know, you know.
No, you
a lot of people.
Yeah, man. You can't let what other people think affect the way you think of yourself, innit?
Exactly.
I think it's always good, innit? It's always the best thing to be self-aware of who you are, innit? The things that make you happy, the things that you like to do.
Yeah.
Even like the type of clothes you like to wear, the type of music, innit?
Yeah.
You shouldn't let other people affect the way you run those things, because you're going to get to a point, where you're doing the things that it seems like they like and enjoy, but you're not really enjoying it. But you don't know why though. You get me? Because you're not doing it for yourself. You get me? You're trying to be you for them instead of being you for yourself.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's a good point.
And I think that's good for people who's in the corporate world, professional world, or whatever it is, when they feel like they have to filter themselves down and that. 'Cause I remember it was a minute I was watching this other podcast, and one comedian used to say that he learned a tip from Big Nasty that if he just kept himself, you'd be surprised how much you actually get benefit when you're just being yourself authentically.
Yeah, it's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
So
and it's like, it feels kind of scary for us as black men, obviously in this world and certain rooms that we're in.
Yeah, like for real? What?
Yeah,
Well, I could bring jerk chicken and all that what, to the staff room, and
you know what's mad?
it's cool.
It can even be bigger than that. It could just be how you're talking, who you are as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know, when you have to really deep that, can I filter it down a tad? Because you know, like there's certain, fair enough, there's words, I think there's nothing wrong with it. There's certain words that you say that you know is going to go over their head.
Yeah, you.
But if you're so comfortable, you even break it down for them. Like, we just say the smallest words like, yeah, that's a bit tight still. For the normal,
you can't say that.
You see
in my head, you can't say that to like who are you gonna say that to?
Now that's what I'm saying, because like if I say it to average Barry, now if I'm that comfortable to be like, alright, so tight basically means it's just a bit of a struggle, it's a bit hard, it's a bit,
he's learning shit.
Yeah, like you're able to break it down. Now I don't think there's nothing wrong with you kind of like, alright, cool, that probably go over their head.
But would you say that in a presentation?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
You wouldn't say it in a presentation, but how do you address it? Because I remember I was watching a Jay-Z video and he said, yeah, I'm me everywhere I go.
That's Jay-Z though.
No, that's Jay-Z. But
Even if Jay speaks
Properly.
That's the thing. And it's like, but imagine if we all keep to the mindset of like, cool. I know there's certain words I know is gonna go over your head.
Yeah.
But at least the energy and how I'm coming across towards you is not different. Like
It's
I'm
still you.
me.
Yeah,
It's still me. Because I know
for
when I go
sure.
see my aunties and that, I'm not gonna talk like that. But I still give them my energy.
Yeah, you.
I'm still giving me. Like South London, I was born and raised. You know what I'm
South
saying?
side
Like,
of the river for sure.
you see it, but like that's my energy. That's how I talk. The flow I'm giving you.
Yeah.
So
The
it's kind
rhythm.
of that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
rhythm.
The rhythm.
So
Yeah, there's a rhythm in the way you speak. And you
see
can
it.
keep the same rhythm, but change the words because
Change
obviously
your
you're in a
words.
professional setting.
Yeah.
So you're able to give them the same flow, the same energy, the same vibe of who you are, but at the same time, giving it to them in a way where they're able to understand.
I'll give you a good example. Yeah.
Go on.
On the premiere now,